Well, this is the police. This should be Bryson Withers' phone number, correct? Excuse me? Have the police in this area started using text message to talk with people now? Is there a problem with the way you're being approached by us? Well, this is the first time I've ever heard about the police doing this sort of thing. Nothing in the news or anything has talked about the police starting to text people they find to be suspects in a case. Unless this is some sort of new tactic that your department has developed, which in that case makes all of this even more odd to a man like myself. I'm sure someone like you would have never heard anything about this. But recently, the police force here has started to update all their methods for reaching out to suspects. One such way is through text. It's a more hands-off approach, allows for there to be less of a chance that an officer or the suspect gets harmed. Being that we are the police, it's not difficult for us to get people's phone numbers. That's very interesting. I'll have to look into all of that at a later date then. So now, why would the police be reaching out to me right now, over text? Well, Bryson, I'll give you the reason for why I'm talking with you now. It was a victim's report about a fraud case you're a part of, and in that report they say they had been scammed by you, so you're going to need to pay $50,000 as settlement to them. And that's why I've gotten in touch with you. Excuse me? So what you're saying is that I'm being blamed for committing a crime, a scam, on someone, and will now need to pay a settlement for it? As far as we're aware, there will be no court hearing for this case, as you've already been proven to be the scammer. And what you've done had been made clear to us in the victim's report. I'm sorry, but I've never scammed anyone, or committed any sort of fraud. So then this could mean you were acting on another's behalf, not knowing you were committing a crime. Perhaps when you committed the scam you were under the influence, don't recall your actions. That can't be. I have never consumed enough alcohol before to make me blackout drunk. It is known that when people become that inebriated, they will usually not remember any of the moments leading up to it. I'm sorry, but that is not going to be enough to make you innocent in this case. But when it comes to things like committing fraudulent activity, the suspect must have been aware of what they were doing when committing the crime, or else it cannot be considered a purposeful crime, right? So what you're saying is the scam was an accident? Let me ask you something. There are many types of scams and frauds in this world. So, could you please explain to me in a little bit more detail what kind of scam the victim is saying I committed? Do you know what a badger game is, by any chance? Well, sort of. Isn't that a scam which targets men primarily? Where a man and a woman will target a man by having the woman approach him and start to perform sexual acts with him. And just before things become too physical, the man will take a picture of the two or video and use that as blackmail while threatening the victim to pay up or else he'll take legal action. And that's what a badger game is, right? You seem to have the description of that form of scam spot on. Thanks? That makes this all the more troubling to me. I'm not sure why it does. I don't ever remember committing a crime like that, and had I, things would be a whole lot more serious in my case. But from what I've read in this victim's report, you are the man that committed the crime, and you will have to pay for it. I think it's best that you just come forward about things and pay the victim their $50,000 that they've asked for, before we have to escalate things any further. If you are able to pay that settlement off right now, then there will be no criminal record made in your case, and you can go right back to the life you'd been living before. So really, $50,000 is pretty cheap for something like a clean record, right? Could you give me some time to think about this? Even if I wanted to pay that settlement right now, $50,000 is a large amount, and I would need some time to actually get all that money together. Understood. But I cannot allow you much time to think about this, as you are being convicted of this crime. And also, you will not be able to get away from us, as we will have eyes watching you at all times. Please do not forget that simple fact. Oh, is that so? Understood.
Bryson, sorry it's been so long since I've last talked with you. And I'm sorry for showing up out of the blue again. But I have something very important to talk with you about. Are you able to chat for a few seconds? I have to make this quick anyway, so please allow me a little bit of your time.
Long time no see, Chloe. What's happened to you?
I know that this is going to be right out of left field for you, so I'm very sorry.
What? What's going on right now?
I was threatened by him.
What? Threatened by who?
Actually, this all started to happen because of what I did. I went and cheated, stabbing my husband in the back, and that's what led to this.
What?
I understand that what I did was very wrong, but I didn't know what to do about it, and I still don't know. And now I've gotten myself all caught up in something far worse than the problems I originally had, and it's scary for me, so much that I can't move. I need a professional like you to help me.
Chloe, could you please calm down for me first? Please take 3 deep breaths for me, please, and let your heart slow down.
Okay. I'm beginning to calm down a little.
Are you able to speak to me more calmly now?
I should be able to. I want to talk about everything so that I can feel a little bit better.
Alright then. Now this could all be wrong on my part, but did you make me the target of some kind of scam?
What? How do you know?
Well, just a little bit ago I got some text from a man claiming he was part of the police.
Already?
No, I knew something was up with the whole situation, so I played it out like I was going to believe him, then ended the conversation for a bit.
I'm sorry. I didn't think he would already be starting to cause you problems.
So you knew this was going to happen?
Yes. Actually, originally, the real target was going to be my husband, your little brother.
My little brother?
He started to tell me about how crazy it was that someone like my husband could get money from the both of us just because we had an affair. But I just couldn't bear the thought of getting my husband caught up in a scam like that. And I knew that me cheating would be heard about by everyone eventually, so I went and changed my husband's contact info with yours in my phone and told him. His name's Chase, by the way, and he was the man I'd been sleeping with. But I'm sure he didn't say anything more to you besides that he was the police.
I see. So that's what led to all of this. Can you tell me, have you ever participated in any other scams with that Chase guy before? Or is this your first time?
This is my first time, because he forced me to help him commit it. He threatened me to.
Have you talked with my little brother about what's all happened yet?
I was planning to talk with him about it tonight when he got back home from work.
Tonight?
He had actually been gone for some time on a business trip, so, well, I'm sure he's not going to want to hear about all of this when he gets home. But I have to tell him the whole truth. This is what I get for being unfaithful.
Understood. I believe that you'll do just that, then. There are still some things I'd really like to learn about this situation from you, but I'm not the one in charge here.
That's right. I'm sorry about this.
No, you don't have to worry about it. I happen to work with someone who can handle this sort of thing for you, so I'll go and have a chat with him right now. There is going to be a lot of work that needs to be done here, and so this is going to take some time. Please just sit tight and wait for one of us to get back to you.
Okay, I'll be ready for whatever has to happen.
Rawson, may we continue our conversation now? If you do not hurry up and get that money transferred over to the victim soon, we're going to have to come and arrest you. Do you understand, Rawson? By not replying to me right now, you're making things really difficult for your future self. The law will not go easy on you for not abiding. Anyway, like I said to you earlier, we have eyes on you, so there's no way for you to get away. Please just come forward, pay off this settlement.
Bryson, I talked with my husband about everything. About me cheating on him and about what Chase is doing.
I know. I just got off the phone with my brother a second ago. And from what I hear, you guys are planning on handing in your divorce papers later, right?
That's right. Actually, we already handed them in today. And the plan is for me to pay him a settlement later on as well. But he did say he'd be kind and wait for this whole scam thing to be dealt with first before asking for that settlement.
Is that right?
I really messed up big time here. How could I have stabbed someone as kind as your little brother in the back like that?
Well, from what he told me, he understands that him being away from work made you feel lonely. and tempted you to seek another man.
But cheating is never okay.
No, it is not.
And due to my unfaithfulness, I got a criminal involved who's now asking you to pay up. I can't do this anymore. I regret everything so much.
Chloe, you'll never be able to erase the problems you've caused. But you can still find a way to make your future better than your past, effectively causing most people to forget about it. That all depends on what you do.
Okay, then that means I need to toughen up and become a better woman, and that's what I'll do.
Alright, Bryson. Things are not going to look good for you pretty soon here. If you don't come forward and pay that settlement, you're going to get a criminal record. Do you understand what I'm saying here? From what I've learned, you once worked for a very large firm as an office worker, right? I'm sure, being the man that you are now, you should have more than enough money to pay this little settlement off. It's only $50,000, right? And if for some reason you're not able to pay this off, then your only option is borrowing the money to pay up. Bryson, we can no longer wait for you. If you do not have that money transferred over to us by the end of the day, we are going to have to come and arrest you. You will be given a criminal record. Do you understand? It's only $50,000, and yet you're willing to refrain from paying that and having your whole life ruined because of it. How about you say something to me? Hello, Mr. Police Officer. Oh, I'm sorry, I should have said Chase, right? So you're finally replying to me now, huh? Well, it was getting pretty dangerous right there, Bryson. Had I not told my men to stop their advance towards your place just then, you would have been raided, placed under arrest. You should be thankful for that. Now, I'm going to send you the bank account in which you can transfer that $50,000 into. Oh, Chase, before you do that... What do you want? Well, I'm just a bit concerned with how you've handled your scam here, because, well, from what I can tell, it's so flawed that you have to be an amateur. Huh? Well, I guess you've lasted quite a while now, trying to get that money from me, even though this has to be your first time ever trying to scam someone. Well, what are you talking about, Bryson? If you keep it up with that nonsense, I'm going to have you placed under arrest. Chase, I happen to be a detective for the state police. So do you really want to try that with me? What? A detective? Although I don't normally deal with things like fraud and scams, but I am still part of the state police. That means I have the jurisdiction to work with any department in this state. Hold on a second. You're a detective? Are you kidding me? I'm not kidding. Although you would never be able to tell because we're just texting one another. Wait. There's no way you're part of the police. You're Chloe's husband, right? You're supposed to be just an average office worker. Her husband is now. But before he married Chloe, he was working for the police as well. However, once he got married, he decided to settle down and went to work an office job. Wait, what? So you're not Chloe's husband? That's right. I'm not. What the hell is going on here now? Chloe didn't want her husband to be caught up in all this scam you have going on here, and so she gave you the number of a state police detective. My number. And hoped that I would be able to deal with you for her. As she told me soon after you had first contacted me about how she needed my help. She started talking to you. She made a very smart play in changing her husband's contact information with mine, making you think that I was her husband. That's why we're here now. Did you say? That bitch. I can't let her get away with this. How about you start getting a grip on the reality of your situation first, before you start to talk about her? What? I think it's time you started worrying about yourself now, Chase. What the hell? You've come this far with your scam, so I don't think you'll be able to get away from me that easily. What the hell will you be about to do to me? I made sure to tell my troopers to get after you before you caught on to your current situation. What? But hold on a sec. This is the end for you, Chase. Your new life of crime was very short-lived. God damn it! Right after I told him what was going to happen, he made a run for it out of his apartment front door. But we were one step ahead of him, and both the state police and city police had his place surrounded. He was able to make it past 2 of the officers and got on his bike to make a getaway. However, the officers also brought a K9 unit with them, and that dog made a mess of Chase. He tried to wrestle the dog off of him, but this only made the dog bite harder and deeper, which really got him screaming. But because he was still moving around and making it hard for the police officers to get to him, the K9 handler called his dog away, and they tasered Chase. After the taser had been deployed, he was pretty much out of juice. But this didn't stop the dog from slipping loose and getting a few more bites in on him, completely ending Chase's reign of terror. After the dog was taken off of him and cuffs were placed on, he looked like a bloody mess and had to be taken to the hospital in order to have all the dog bites stitched up. There, he would spend a day getting all 319 stitches that he would need, and after the work was done, he was taken to the local police station. And after a very brief questioning and a quick trial at the courthouse, he was taken away by the police with plenty of charges. As of right now, though, Chase is locked away in a state penitentiary, where he will be serving 3 years. Or did I forget to say that it wasn't him trying to scam me that landed him there? Because the main reason was due to him pushing one of the officers over in his getaway, which was seen as assault on an officer. Had he not done that, he would have been a lot better off and might have even gotten off on parole instead. As for my little brother's ex-wife, Chloe, she was able to prove that she was forced to give my information away to Chase and therefore was not arrested for her actions. However, she still had to deal with the settlement to her ex-husband, and once she had paid that off, she returned back to her parents' house. Though she stopped by my office on her way home and thanked me for getting rid of Chase, and said that while she was with her parents, she had worked really hard on turning her behavior around, for good.
Yolanda? Excuse me, but there's something I need to discuss with you. All the things from my locker, they've been thrown out all over the corridor floor. Why would you do such a thing?
Huh? I don't know about any of that. This has nothing to do with me. Why the heck are you accusing me?
Because I went to security and had them check the surveillance cam footage. I saw you and your 3 buddies taking all the stuff from my locker. You're not worming your way out of this. I have the evidence.
If you must know, I did it because you were using the lockers without permission. You're not allowed to have a locker.
Huh? Why not? The department manager said it was okay for me to use the lockers if I wanted to.
You might not know this because you've still only been at this company for 3 days, but temps aren't allowed to use the lockers. Didn't you see? It's written on the door in big bold letters. Employee use lockers.
Sure, you're right, it does say that. So where are you suggesting I put my things while I'm at work?
I don't know. I don't give a crap about temp workers like you, so I certainly don't give a crap about your things. Not my problem. Why don't you leave your stuff outside in the car park or something?
Outside? Also, about my things. It's almost definitely because you and your friends threw them all out in the corridor. But my wristwatch and my second pair of backup glasses are broken.
Not my problem. This is what you get for buying cheap, easily broken junk. Oopsie, what am I saying? Obviously, the kind of low IQ, brain-dead moron who works as an agency temp is never going to be able to afford high-quality, luxury goods that don't break as soon as the wind blows on them. I guess junk is all you can afford. But you should have thought about that when you broke the company rules.
You go on about rules, but there's nothing like that written in the terms and conditions of my employment contract. And no one told me anything about not being able to use lockers. To the contrary, like I just told you, our head of department actually told me I could use them.
God, do you ever shut up? There are such things as unspoken rules, you know. Are you too brain dead to know even that? How many years have you been working now?
Sure, I know things like unspoken rules exist. But even if for the sake of argument we accept that I did unknowingly break one, I don't think I deserve to have my personal belongings destroyed in a revenge attack. Not only that, but you even stole something. Don't you think you took this too far?
Huh? I didn't steal a thing. Lies.
Do you want me to keep repeating myself? Like I said, I saw the surveillance footage. You put my bracelet in your pocket, didn't you?
You call that theft? How rude. I just decided to look after it for you. It would have been careless of me to leave it lying around in a corridor.
Why would you only take the bracelet but be more than happy to leave the rest of my valuables lying around? No matter which way you look at it, your behavior makes no sense.
Gah, you're so annoying. Nag, 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 nag. Shut up already. A filthy temp worker like you has no right to speak to me like this. I'm a full-time employee at this company, you hear me? Full-time! If you don't shut your annoying mouth right now, I might just forget to give you your bracelet back. Is that what you want?
That's theft. Give me it back immediately.
You got some nerve. You do well to not make me angry, bitch. If you do, you'll regret it. Do I make myself clear?
Yolande, would you mind explaining what the hell you think you're doing?
Oh, back for more whining, are we? What are you crying about this time?
Don't play dumb with me. I saw you running away. What gives you the right to pour a bucket of water over my head in the corridor like that? Not only that, but it was full to the brim and ice cold. I'm soaking wet though, thanks to you, idiot.
Oh, are you sure? That's such a shame. That's what you get for breaking the rules. Maybe now you'll be more careful in the future. I know you tried to use a staff cafeteria today. Don't you dare use a staff cafeteria, you filthy temp. How many times do I have to tell you?
But Yolande, you didn't mention anything about the cafeteria until yesterday.
No, actually, I told you at least 10 times by now. You just forgot because you're a moron with the memory of a goldfish. I already told you that when staff only is written in big bold letters. That means it's for staff only. Will it go in this time? Will the pea-brained moron with an IQ lower than my unborn baby nephew's age finally understand? Are you so dumb you can't even follow basic instructions? It would be tragic if it wasn't so hilarious.
That's funny. You see, the department manager told me I was allowed to use the staff cafeteria.
He was just being polite. He didn't mean it. Don't ever try to go in there again, do you hear me? It's against the rules. If filthy temp scum start coming into the staff cafeteria, I'll lose my appetite because of the smell. If an ugly cave troll who smells like last week's leftovers like you enters my field of vision, it'll make me want to throw up.
What does that have to do with pouring an ice-cold bucket of water over my head?
Well, you see, you're such a smelly, low IQ moron. I very kindly went out of my way to give you your first wash in years. I thought maybe you'd be smart enough to see the connection between that and your egregious wool breaking in the staff cafeteria. But obviously not. The only solution for a smelly moron like you is a cold water bucket bath. So that's why, dummy.
That doesn't justify what you did. Luckily, I had a change of clothes available. But just because I went into the staff cafeteria doesn't give you any right to pour a bucket of water over my head. And if you think it does, you're deranged and need professional help. Anyway, something tells me that's not the only reason. Are you sure this wasn't revenge? Because I refused to make those presentation slides for you when you tried forcing an entire week's worth of your work on me in the office before lunch?
Why did you bother asking me why I did it if you already knew the answer? Does this mean you'll do the slides now? I had to ask someone else to do it because you said no. But I lost valuable time that I'll never get back thanks to your selfishness.
Yolande, you were asking me to do your job. The only responsible for doing your job is you. Stop trying to force it on others like it's your inalienable natural right.
Unlike filthy temp scum like you, I'm actually busy. I have a bunch of things to keep on top of, and I didn't have time to make that dumb presentation. And besides, when we have low IQ temp morons like you around, why shouldn't I make use of them?
How can you claim to be busy when I saw you slacking off in the staff room with your lackeys? You slack off on your responsibilities and try forcing them onto others. Instead of doing your job, you spend all of your time harassing the new temp. What's the point of you even working at this company?
Wow, you're the cockiest, most arrogant piece of crap I've ever met. It looks like you still didn't learn your lesson, huh? Should I get another bucket ready? I bet you don't have a third change of clothes. If you don't want to go home soaking wet through like sorry-ass sewer rat, then I suggest you shut your annoying mouth.
You're so deranged and devoid of reason, I can only conclude there's nothing to be gained from any further discussion with you. If I were you, I'd stop behaving so arrogantly. You might end up regretting it very soon.
Oh, what's this? Is the sore loser threatening me? A low IQ temp worker trying to act cool and imposing? Now I've seen it all. This is hilarious. Hey, guess what, bitch? I left some extra work on your desk. I want all those presentation slides, plus the quality reports and the formatting on the NDA agreements done by tomorrow morning. You know what that means? Overtime. Congrats, Violet. You better not go home until every last piece of that work is done, or there'll be hell to pay. Do I make myself clear? This is a direct order from an actual employee of this company. Ooh, what's this? I hear you're quitting the company. The department manager just told me.
Yep, today's my last day and I'll be leaving for good at the end of my shift. You really have been a big help to me during my short stay here, Yolande. Thank you so much for everything.
I can't believe you got fired within a month of being dispatched here. This is so funny, I can't stop laughing. My stomach literally hurts. It must be so hard for pea-brain temps like you to get along in the world. I almost feel bad for you. Almost. I'll tell you what though, Violet. I'm gonna feel so relieved to see the back of you. I can't wait. I may throw a little party to celebrate the occasion. Me and the girls. A bottle of champagne, and plenty of laughs at your expense. Good luck getting a full-time contract somewhere before you kill yourself due to the shame of your endless failures. I doubt there's any company that desperate, though.
That's fine, Yolande. I appreciate the thought, but you don't have to worry about me one bit. I'm already a full-time employee after all. I'm also much higher up than you.
Huh? What the heck? You're a filthy temp worm, higher than me?
I work for our parent company.
Huh?
You see, your company has a worryingly high turnover rate for young and temporary workers. It got pulled up recently during an investigation at the parent company. I'm part of the investigation team that got sent down to your office to figure out why so many people are quitting within their first couple of weeks there. Obviously, I had to keep it a secret because everyone would be on their best behavior if they knew they were under observation. But having the element of secrecy on my side helped me to get to the bottom of why so many people are leaving much faster than I expected.
Huh? What? An investigation? I don't know what the heck any of this means. You're from the parent company? You?
Yes, that's right. If you don't believe me, you're free to make an inquiry. All information regarding my dispatch will be public record soon enough. Basically, Yolande, my work here is done. And to tell you the truth, thanks to you, I got done way quicker than I expected to. I'm going back to my usual job at the parent company tomorrow.
No. Wait just a second. What the hell's a turnover rate investigation? I've never heard of that before. And why did you get your job done quickly thanks to me? I don't understand.
During my short time as an investigative operative here, I was able to ascertain that the reason the young and temporary employees were quitting the company in droves was because of you and some others who associate with you at the company. We're bullying them so relentlessly that they didn't want to work here anymore. I was also a target of your malicious attacks in the form of having work that wasn't mine forced on me, having a bucket of water poured over my head, theft, and plain old verbal abuse. I could go on, but I think you get the picture. I have been making routine reports to my superior at the parent company, but tomorrow I'll be submitting a comprehensive dossier of all harassment received during my time here.
What? Whoa. A comprehensive dossier? Does it mean I'll get in trouble? Wait a second, no. You can't do this.
After my submission of the dossier to the disciplinary team, I presume there'll be all sorts of things they'll need you to work with them on. So allow us to extend our thanks in advance for your understanding and cooperation.
No, you can't do this. I said wait. What the hell is this? Are you trying to say it's my fault the Teps keep quitting?
To be honest, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. It is my strong belief that your inappropriate behavior towards our temporary staff is the primary reason for their early departures from the company.
Well, you're wrong. I never meant to make anyone quit. Besides, what did I do wrong? This is just how people are with temps and newbies in the workplace. If I didn't put them in their place, they'd get too big for their boots, and then everyone would suffer. I did it for the good of the company.
In what ways is your behavior for the good of the company, Yolande? Your department is already chronically understaffed as it is, so please, explain to me in what way viciously bullying new and temporary employees, on whose shoulders the future of the company rests, into quitting possibly benefits the company. To the contrary, I put it to you that your childish and irresponsible behavior, which you engaged in for nothing more than your own sick self-satisfaction, has done nothing but damage to the company.
Well, that.
Do you have any examples of the company suffering negatively due to the effects of new or temporary employees getting too big for their boots? Is there something wrong with them being able to do their job in a comfortable, stress-free work environment?
Well, don't they just make you sick? Seeing those filthy low IQ temp workers being treated the same as me, despite the fact that they could never dream to become a full-timer like I am, makes my blood boil. I am a full-time employee, do you hear me? Full-time! How can you expect a company to succeed when a bunch of wet behind-the-ears little brats can just waltz in off the street and get treated the same, and those of us who worked and slaved away for countless years get a full-time contract?
So what you're saying, Yolande, is that this is purely a matter of your feelings. You claim you did it all for the company, but really, that's what it comes down to, right? This company's valued employees are not your playthings.
Wait. Hang on a sec. So let me get this straight. You're telling me those filthy, good-for-nothing temps are more important to you than me? Someone on a full-time contract?
Yes, actually. In a choice between you, who spends all of your time either bullying your coworkers, palming your work onto them, or just being generally useless, and the hardworking young staff and temporary workers you made quit, the latter wins every time.
What the heck? That's so messed up. Are you looking down on me? You are, aren't you? Get off your high horse, you pompous, old corporate hag. You're not better than anyone.
Actually, I put it to you that you're the one who looks down on people. Do you still not get it?
Get what?
You understand what happens to you when I hand in that dossier tomorrow, don't you? This company has no need for an employee who upsets the atmosphere and makes quality staff feel like they have no choice but to quit. Here's an interesting one for you. What if we didn't leave it there? What if I and the rest of the employees you bullied relentlessly took you to court for harassment?
What? You wouldn't.
All of my things you broke, my clothes you drenched in water, the bracelet you stole. Not to mention the huge record of chat logs I have of you abusing and slandering me. What if I printed those out? Then, to top it all off, what if I submitted the footage of you stealing all the things from my locker to the court? I'm fully prepared to speak to the parent company's in-house lawyer, if that's what I need to do.
No, wait. Please don't do anything drastic. Surely, there's no need to go making such a big deal out of this. Can't we just talk this through like adults, babe? We can, right?
Since when do you call me babe, Yolande? I'm not your subordinate, and I'm not your friend.
Oh, no, well, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I didn't mean it.
I have no interest in hearing your apologies. You'll be attending a court of inquiry over the coming days. All we'll be needing from you is to hear your version of events and for you to answer our questions. You'll probably receive instruction to make your way to the parent company HQ shortly. We look forward to seeing you there.
No, please wait. Please. Won't you just hear me out here instead? Why do we have to do an inquiry? I'm really sorry. I mean it. I'll never do it again. I swear. I'll never be mean to anyone again for as long as I live. I'm begging you.
Whether you beg me or not makes no difference. Your fate is in the hands of the dismissals board now. All I'm going to do is report by name the employee responsible for causing me and the other staff discomfort and distress, based on the things I saw and heard during my time conducting my investigation at the company.
No, why won't you listen to me? Seriously, I'm begging you. Just stop. Do you have any idea how mad my dad will be with me if I lose this job? I'm super sorry.
In terms of being a decent human being, sorry is a good start. But this goes beyond that now, and will be dealt with through the proper channels. We haven't known each other long, but it's been interesting to meet you, Yolande. I suspect we'll be meeting again shortly. Goodbye for now.
No, wait, please wait. Just give me another minute. Please. Don't do this.
Within a few days, a court of inquiry was opened at corporate HQ. Yolande, her boss, and all 3 of her lackeys were all summoned and asked a sequence of questions. When the articles of evidence I submitted were presented, Yolande and her partners in crime's faces turned as white as sheet. After that, to my surprise, surplus evidence was presented which proved Yolande to be guilty of misappropriation of corporate funds over a several-year period. With that, she had so little color left in her face, we thought she might actually faint. She received a disciplinary discharge in the end, and all 3 of her lackeys took pay cuts and demotions. To add insult to injury, after she lost her job, all of her victims banded together to file criminal charges against her and take her to court. Things are still in the preliminary proceeding stage, but whether they settle outside of court or end up taking it all the way, she's set to lose an awful lot of money. Let this episode serve as a reminder. In some form or other, this is the fate that awaits all who bully and victimize those they perceive to be weaker than themselves. Hopefully, Yolande uses the experience as an opportunity to become a better person. As for me, thanks to the role I played in today's events, I received both a pay rise and a promotion. I was able to claim for the things I got broken on company expenses. Also, I was showered with gratitude by the other staff Yolande has been bullying, and one of them even bought me a box of chocolates. It was when I saw the relieved smiles on their faces that I knew I did the right thing in tolerating her abuse for long enough to damn her to rights. I'm not going to let this make me complacent, though. I know I still have a lot to learn and a long way to go at this company, and I intend to work as hard as I can to fulfill my potential.